Hi DIYers, I'm George from Alarm Grid. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to change the volume on a Qolsys IQ Panel 2 or IQ Panel 2 Plus. So first of all, why would somebody want to change the sounds or the volume on some certain sounds on the panel? So the panel gives sounds literally for almost every single action. When a door is open, when there's a trouble, whenever you guys are pressing buttons on the system, if you guys are looking at videos, if you guys are enabling devices, if you guys are setting chimes for certain sensors, it literally has a sound and a volume for almost every single item. In order to change the volume of one of the sounds or one of the features on the IQ2 or the IQ2 Plus, you are going to need the master code, the installer code, or the dealer code. The master code is usually defaulted at 1234. Your installer code is usually defaulted at 1111, and your dealer code is usually defaulted at 2222. Now, all of these codes may have been changed, so they're not always defaulted. If you have a current panel that's monitored, the monitoring company may have changed the installer and the dealer code, but you should still be able to access the sound menu with the master code. All right. So to do that, I'm going to show you guys how to start off. So you have to hit the little gray tab at the very top. You just select it. You're going to go to settings. Now from settings, you're going to go to advanced settings, and this is where you're going to enter in your user code. I'm going to show you guys real quick using the master code. Mine is 1234. I go to sound. Again, I go to, advanced settings. I can also use my installer code, 1111, and I can go to sound. I'll hit the back arrow key again. And I can also use my dealer code, 2222. And it also brings up the sound. So every menu is going to be completely different, but every single menu is going to have the sound feature. So when I go to my sound, now here is where you guys are going to be able to change the volume. So if you hit the volume, you're going to be able to change the voices, the volume of the voices. You can change the beeps and chimes volume, and you can change the media volume. So the voices, that's going to be when the panel's speaking to you. Front door, back door, system disarmed, system armed. Any vocal auditory sounds that the panel is making, those are all going to be the voices. The beeps and chimes, these are going to be like the trouble beeps. These are going to be the chimes for your sensors. So low batteries, tampers, your front door going off if you have like a ding dong chime for it. Again, there's a bunch of chimes that the sensors have that you can play around with. So beeps and chimes is going to play around with that volume. The media volume are going to be any recordings, such as if you have video cameras. If you have the video camera also takes in sound, that's going to be what's considered media. Now, if you set any of these, you can just slide them down. If you set any of these to 0, you are technically muting that feature. So if you set it to 0, you're muting them. I'm going to leave all of mine on 7. I'm just going to hit close. And as you see here, you can it actually has a menu here where you can go in and change the chimes, and it'll have a list for all your devices. So instead of you having to go into the actual sensor programming and doing every sensor one by one, it actually just brings up the chime for your whole list of sensors if you have a whole bunch. As you see, I only have the motion detector, which I don't want a chime on my motion, so it says none right now. But I can always edit it just by hitting the pencil. Now from the same menu, right, so that's how you can change the volume of these devices. You can, let me just go back here real quick. You have 15 out of 15 for voices, 7 out of 7 for the beeps and chimes, and media volume is 7 out of 7. You can also configure what you want enabled and what you don't want enabled. These are going to be, if you just scroll down on this sound, panel voices. If I disable the panel voices, then basically what I did with the volume for the panel for the voices, it's going to basically just stop all of that. And you see here we have sensor voices, so the sensors being vocalized, the notifications, system disarmed, system armed, activity, if you guys have any activity sensors, that's what that's referring to, any Z-Wave devices. So these are all voice settings. So anything voice that you want to pre-configure specifically, you can change around. Right after the voice settings, we have the chime settings. So if you don't want panel chimes, sensor chimes, you can just disable all the chimes, activity sensors as well. You also have the trouble beeps. Now, some of these you may want to disable, or you may want to leave them enabled. I know tampers are very important. Panel tampers, the low battery tampers, maybe the trouble beeps timeout. You don't need to have those. The touch sounds. So you can see that the sounds and the volume just through this screen are very customizable, and you can play around with your IQ2, make it however you like, whatever's comfortable for you, so that it's not bothering you and going off all the time. If you guys have any questions about any of these settings, always feel free to email us at support@alarmcare.com. If you have an IQ2 that's looking to get monitored, please contact us as well. If you found the video helpful, make sure you hit like underneath, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and hit that little bell icon so whenever we upload new content, you guys get notified. I'm George, and I'll see you guys next time.